All right. So, good afternoon, everyone. So, I think we can start. It's already 4 in Hong Kong. So, yeah, so let's start. So, yeah, good afternoon, everyone. So, yeah, this is Park from the admission office, and this is our main webinar session about academic highlights. And before I start about the academic highlights, I think I should recap about our webinar series. So we had this webinar series since last February, and we have several coming on June and until August. So please register for it on our HKU and new website for the coming up webinar session. And if you missed several webinar from February, then don't worry, we have the YouTube video, and also the summary is available in e-newsletter. And if you missed the e-newsletter, don't worry, the PDF version is available on the website as well. So please check it out for some informations. All right, and let's start our main webinar, the academic highlights. So these are the topics that we're gonna cover today. And after that, we have invited 2 student ambassadors, and they will share about their own experiences within Hong Kong universities. So hello everyone. Hi Wise and hi Debbie.
Hi, Park. Hello, Park.
All right, so just a moment for their sharing session, okay? So let's start. Yes, so learning at HKU or studying at HKU is different from studying at high school. For example, from high school, I can assume that most of the students are just sitting in the classroom and just listen to the teacher and do the homework and waiting for the exams, and that's it, right? I can assume that. But yeah, lecture and self-study is part of the university life as well. You have to attend the lecture and you have to do the self-study as well to prepare for the exams and do the assignments. For that, it's nothing different from high school, I would say. But why I'm saying this is because it's not everything from HKU. So if you study at HKU, there's a different way to study. There's a different way to learn. For example, these are some of the examples. For example, the field trip. So for some of the program or some of the courses, they offer field trip to students. So field trip is a good way to learn about a real world and how to apply your knowledge from classroom to the practical real world. So that's the purpose of the field trip, and perhaps for research, like for science or engineering or medicine student, you might do some research, and this is to find out your own answer by doing your own research. And we also have a tutorial, which is quite new concept for all high school students. For example, after lecture, there's a different tutorial session, which will be a smaller group, and you will have chance to discuss with your classmate or chance to discuss with tutor. So it's more focused. So it's a good for students to find out, your personal question, for example, right? And HKU is always trying to encourage group discussion with the classmates and hear from others. And yeah, some projects. So we have short-term or long-term project from different faculty, and this is just example from engineering and architecture, I think. So yeah, for example, if you go engineering faculty, some of the program they do building the robot. I think our student ambassador Devi will share about it later. And also from architecture, you can design your own building maybe in the studio, or if from business faculty you can build your own business model, or let's say do the a mock consultation with the company. There are different types of project. And yeah, that's the another way to learn at HKU. And also the service learning. So service learning is a good way to understand a different society or different region and give help to them, but not just giving help, but I'm pretty sure student will learn something from there, and those learning things are not possible to learn from the campus. So service learning is quite good and diverse opportunity for students. All right. And yeah, some others, for example, like a moot court for law degree students, and housemanship for MBBS students. And yeah, international, you will have chance to attend different international competition. And this is a picture from one of the engineering students. Yeah. And yeah, they participated in one of the designing aircraft competition in Taiwan and they got awarded. And yeah, there are different chance to attend the competitions. And yeah, and also the exchange, like exchange is another way to learn actually. So like some of the students think that like exchange is just to go another university or another country and traveling, and actually that's not true. So it's not just limited to like visiting another university, but it's another way to learn. And I believe our student ambassador, he can tell more about his exchange experience before, all right? And yes, so that's how we learn at HKU. I mean that's just a little part of HKU because I can't list them all and we have limited time. So I just put some like a big part, like a big examples. But yeah, there are different ways to learn at HKU. For example, like student societies or whatever. But yeah, you can. I mean, there are different ways. So that's just the example. All right. And yeah, I say I'm gonna describe more about what you're gonna learn. So I have described about how you're gonna learn, and I'm gonna tell you more about what you're gonna learn at HKU. But before that, I think I have to clarify between professional degrees and common admissions or like a curriculum. So, because throughout year throughout 2017, after students starting get an offer, many of the students are asking about like a types of degree and major and minor things. So I think it's a good time to cover during this webinar. All right. So we have 4 different types of degree, and the first one is the professional degrees. So these are some of the examples like journalism, architecture, MBBS, LLB. So it's more structured and focused. So I would say, so you will have more time to focus on one discipline, for example, law degree, or for example, medicine. And so it might not be flexible as common admission because that's why we call it professional degrees, okay? And the second one is common admissions. So common admissions is more flexible, and these are some of the examples like BBA, like science, engineering, arts, or social sciences. So this one is more flexible than professional degrees. Yes, more flexible, and you will have chance to take another major or another minor, and I will tell you more about major and minor later. Okay, that's the difference between professional degrees and common admissions. And third one is double degree. So it's again different from double major, right? So please do not confuse between double degree and double major because you cannot declare your double degree when you got into a university. So it's a different things between double degree and double major. For double degree, you can obtain 2 different degree within 5 years normally, right? And yes, from one university. So you will graduate with the 2 different degrees, and these are some of the examples. And we have the dual degree degree as well. So dual degree simply say you can obtain 2 different degree from 2 different universities. And we are currently doing dual degree with UCL for law degree and BBA, BSS, and BA for Sciences Po. All right. So please don't confuse between these 4 different types of degree. All right. That's quite important. And yes, about the really factual things, about really, boring information. So you have to fulfill 240 credits not within 4 years, but normally within 4 years. And for some of the double degree or some of the professional curricula, you might require more credits for, let's say, like 300 credits something. All right, so that's like a really basic structure of our curriculum about credits. And major and minor. So yeah, again, this is more for common admission degree student, and we have like a different majors and minor. And for major, we have over 60 different majors, and credits up to 72. It covers up to 96 credits or minimum 72 credits. And for minor, we have more than 80 different minors, and it covers around 36 to 48 credits. All right, and these are some of the example, and there are tons of it, and I can't list them over here again. So that's only the example. So what major are you taking now, Alex?
I am majoring in computer science.
From engineering, right?
Yeah, and I'm minoring in marketing.
You're minoring in marketing?
Yeah, which is from FBE.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's how I'm combining 2 different courses.
Yes. So yeah, OIS is now combining between Faculty of Business and Faculty of Engineering. So his first major is from Faculty of Engineering, which is computer science, and he is taking another major from minor from Faculty of Business and Economics, which is marketing. So that can be another good example for you. When you come to HKU, you're not just focused on one discipline. So basically, if you are studying engineering, you can still study about marketing, like OIs, or I don't know. It's just an example. So you can mix and match different things. So these are some of the example I made. So for example, you can take different major from one faculty with, let's say, marketing and finance from Faculty of Business and Economics, or let's say computer science and finance. Computer science is again from engineering, and finance is from Faculty of Business and Economics, all right? So you can still do that. Or let's say like chemistry and fine arts, which is some student might think that it's totally not related, but you can still do that, like chemistry and art together. So yeah, that's the major and minor thing. So you will normally declare your major from second year, right? When did you declare? Second year, right? Yes. So you will declare your major from second year, and you might be able to declare your minor around third year, I think. Yeah. There, you can consider your minor from third year as well, because for minor the required credit is lower than the major, so you can still consider that. All right. So hopefully you're clear about 4 different degrees and difference between double major and double degree, and also some difference between major and minors. All right. If you have questions, you can still ask. Don't worry. And yeah, I think Y is gonna cover more about experience from Common Core curriculum, but I will just really briefly gonna tell you about some information about Common Core. All right. So Common Core is a new concept for everyone who come to HKU. So Common Core, you have to do it. I mean, it's weird to say you have to do it, but yes, you have to do it to graduate from HKU. But yes, regardless which faculty you're in, for example, for law degree student, for MBBS student, or business, arts, no matter which faculty you're in, you have to do the Common Core, and we offer over 160 different courses, and they are from 4 different areas of inquiry, like China, culture, state and society, humanities, global issues, and scientific and technology, and something like that. So you have to take, I forgot, 1 or 2 from each. Minimum one from each areas, and you can take two different things from, random from from other 4 areas of study. So you have to take 6 different Common Core courses. It's a good opportunity to meet different students from different faculty. For example, for MBBS student, I'm pretty sure, because you will not have much chance to meet different students, because campuses are not within the main campus, because medical campus is separated. But during Common Core, you will have chance to meet different students from different faculty, and also for other students as well. And again, this is a good chance for law degree or professional degree students to broaden your knowledge through different areas of inquiry. For example, I just say, like, for a professional degree, it's not flexible, and you might not, you are not able to take your second major. But for Common Core, you have to do it, so you will have chance to learn different things. And although it looks boring, but it's not true. And our student ambassador Wise can tell you more about interesting experiences from Common Core. So yeah, that's about Common Core. And yes, so it's for your information. So what if you need help? For example, yes, you might be overwhelmed with the major and minors and difference between degree and like a different combinations and whatever. And I'm pretty sure most of the freshmen are confused when they come to HKU, and when they meet like a different, like a course selection period, you have to build your own timetable. Then you'll be confused for sure. Or did you confused about?
So yeah, of course, like I had no idea even about my major when I came to Hong Kong because I came in the common admission for bachelor's in engineering. So it took me 1 whole year to realize what I wanted to do.
Right. You as well, right? It's pretty hard to understand about whole curriculum, right? Even if I describe it, right? So yeah, we have the academic advising office. So what they do is they provide supports to clarify their academic goal. So basically they provide like a study plan, for example, help you to decide which major or minor or what kind of study I need to do. So they provide like different counseling, and they have like an academic advisor who can guide you through different things and decide what you want to study in the future, and that will help you to clarify what you want to take as a minor or majors. All right, so that's what they do. And yes, so when you come to HKU, when you're confused, or even if you're not confused, don't worry. Even if you're clear about what you want to do, still it's worth and valuable to visit this office because they do provide different information. All right. So remember the academic advising office. All right, I think, and we can move on to the student sharing session. So again, I have invited two different students from, oh, you're all from engineering, right? Yeah, but don't worry, we are not just covering about engineering. So we have separated their tasks and their topics. So who wants to start first? Debbie?
I can start with the seniors.
Yes, so we will start with Devi Sharma from engineering faculty. And which major are you taking?
I'm doing mechanical engineering.
Yes, so he's doing mechanical engineering, and he will share about exchange opportunity and also research opportunity, like a different learning environment in HKU, all right? Sorry.
Hello everyone, my name is Devi Sharma and I'm a year 3 student studying mechanical engineering and I'm from India. So I'm just going to talk about some academic highlights that you'll have to keep in mind when you come to HKU. So basically the things I'm going to cover are exchange, research, and like it might not be applicable to you all, but some parts will still be. So life as a student in HKU. So why do exchange? When you're coming to Hong Kong, Hong Kong is a very global city and you'll see cultures from all over the world. So it's a good thing to take it one step further and actually go and explore those places in real life. Research is a very prominent field in HKU and is one of the reasons why HKU is ranked so highly. And generally student life in Hong Kong is pretty chill. So exchange, where did I go? I went to the University of Alberta, which is in Canada. And I went in the fall semester, which is last semester of this academic year. Why did I go to exchange? So the first reason is because it looks like this. So yeah, it doesn't hurt when the place looks that pretty. Secondly, my professor studied fluid dynamics. So that's the field I'm interested in and I want to do a master's degree in later on. So he suggested this university to me mainly because of its research and industrial collaborators for that specific field. So I went there to take, because of that one particular course. So exchanges of two types. So there's faculty level exchange and worldwide exchange. So faculty level would be, the faculty has a pre-approved list of universities and the courses that you can already take. So it's no hassle, it's very straightforward. Worldwide is much more broader. You can go there, you can take courses which might not be related to your major, and basically have a lot more choices. And between these two universities, HKU is connected to some really highly ranked universities all over the world, and they have a bilateral exchange with HKU. So what's the point of exchange? Even though it might sound very cliche, but it is a very good place to discover yourself. So what did I do? I went to Edmonton, which is in Alberta, where my university was. I did only 4 mechanical engineering courses because firstly I was settling there and I also wanted to travel. And I joined the badminton club there, so I did everything that I was doing in Hong Kong and I continued my interests there. And I did something very new to me. Alberta and Canada is very huge, so you can't take public transportations to any of the famous places. So I pretty much just had to hitchhike my way across the state. And that is something I wouldn't have ever done in Hong Kong because in Hong Kong, if I try to hitchhike, it's going to cost me more than taking the MTR. So that was one thing I learned.
Sure.
So, and then I did a tour of the US with one of the fellow HKU students, and you make lifelong memories and experiences. So these are things you can't learn in a university. Even though I went to another university there, it's something that exchange does. It takes you out of your comfort place and puts you in somewhere completely new for a really short period of time. And that's where you develop skills like adaptability and how to survive, how to like talk to people better. And all these things are not technically directly related to academics, but they are important life skills, and exchange will help you greatly in that. Plus you get to have a lot of fun. So that's a plus. So next I'm going to talk about research. So yeah, that big line over there, that's my research title. It's the characterization of flows and pollutant dispersion over rough surfaces in the wind tunnel by creating various scenarios using different combination of Legos and a 3D printed model of Nathan Road in downtown Hong Kong to stimulate different levels of surface roughness. That sounds really complicated. It's not. We just play with Legos a lot and in the wind tunnels, and we measure some data. And then we have a graph at the end of it, and it looks really pretty at the end. So there's two ways you can do research in Hong Kong. You can be a student research assistant, which is working with part-time with the professor, but that depends on the current openings professors have, or if they have any PhD students who need help with undergraduate students, or REU, which is a very, it's mainly for engineering faculty, but the research experience for undergraduates is a credit-bearing year-long course where you can talk to a professor and he'll set you up for research with one of his students, and you get credits for this, and it'll show in your transcript as well. So this is basically the wind tunnel and the Legos that I've been working with, and a lot of the research in HKU, students don't know about this, but you just have to go and ask your professor. In school, you're used to teachers coming to you and telling you that, oh, we have this opportunity for you, we have this opening for you. In university, learning basically takes place when you go and ask for it. So you go and ask a professor, otherwise the opportunity will just get wasted. So it's a very different thing from school. You won't be spoon-fed. So you have to go and ask, and do not be afraid, because professors there are really good at research. And again, that's why HQ is so highly ranked. So I'm pretty sure they'd love to take you on as well. Thirdly, life as an HQ, not just engineer, but any HQ student. So firstly, you need to study hard. You need to make projects, and you need to make connections. These are the three most important things you need to do once you come to HKU. Study hard. Why? Because you want to make the most out of your education. Projects, because HKU focuses a lot on practical work, and as you'll realize later on, like in a third or fourth year, how important that is, because you'll go out in the market looking for jobs, and you'll see that not a lot of employers will care about how, if you're getting a 4.3 out of 4.3 or 4.1 or a 3.3, they'll care about what you've actually done with that knowledge that you've used. And so that's where HKU comes in. So you have a lot of projects and a lot of courses where you have to do a lot of hands-on stuff, and you have to apply basically everything you've learned and be out of your comfort zone. And you need to make connections. So you make friends, you meet professors, and a lot of people that will help you later in life, and you can pretty much talk to. So I'm just going to, ending on a lighter note, I'm just going to show you some of the projects I did. So in my first year, I designed a remote-controlled airplane, and we had to float around the room, fly it around the room, and had to drop a bomb, like not an actual one. But and this was actually the final exam for my course. So if you have the video, I can show it to you. Yeah, that one. So it didn't fly that far off, but it was a proud moment for me as an engineer.
Okay, that's cool.
And you can just show the other one. And this was another robot we made. So I'll just show the video first. So basically we had to make a robot to shoot down flags, and that was a competition. And we came fourth in that, sadly, but still, it was really fun. And again, I'd just like to emphasize on the point that all these things you learn in theory, but they don't really count as much unless you actually do it in real life. So this is basically the robot that I designed. So you had to design a attack robot, a defense robot, and then you had to participate in a tournament, and whoever wins gets an A+ for that course. Sadly, that wasn't us, but still had a lot of fun and learned a lot. So now I'm going to pass it back over to Park.
All right. So Devi showed a lot about like different research opportunities and also different opportunity from the exchange, right? So yeah, that's another. I mean, I mentioned in the first slides, and there are different ways to study at HKU, and not just about studying at the library. And I would like to invite Wise. All right, and he can share about Common Core learning experiences. All right. Wait.
Hi guys, once again, I am Oves, and as you already know, I study computer science with marketing. So my friend here, Devi, he talked about a lot of hardcore stuff. So now it's time for some Common Core. And you might already have read about the fact that you have to do 6 Common Core courses, and you probably think it's useless. At least that's what I thought before coming to HKU. Like, I could easily do a minor with 6 courses, that is 36 credits, but instead I have to do some of these courses. So let's learn why they are important and how you actually learn a lot from these courses. So as Park mentioned, we have 4 areas of inquiry. Once again, humanities, science and technology, global issues, and Chinese culture, state and society. So you have to take one course from each of them. That makes it 4. And then the rest of the courses, 2 of them can be taken from any of these areas that you're interested in. So any courses from each of these areas, they are not like directly linked to these areas specifically. They are very diverse, and most of them are actually an amalgam or like a combination of all these areas. So this is a video from my first ever Common Core, like the first ever lecture in my first ever Common Core. Okay, so the video is probably not working. Okay. Never mind. So as you can see, like the professor came into the class with a drone that he assembled himself, and it was pretty cool because the drone flew over us for a lot of time, and then everyone got really amused. So this is how Common Cores are actually different from the regular courses that you take, because the regular courses, especially in engineering that you'll take, they'll start with lectures, then you'll have a midterm in between the semester, and then they'll end with a final exam. So the difference that Common Cores bring in is actually in the nature of the classrooms. The classrooms are really interaction based, and there's like a discussion in each and every class. So there's no like the professor doesn't come up with a pre-planned lecture most of the times. It actually he or she formulates the lecture according to how you pitch in your ideas, and he helps you stimulate your thinking. So in one of the Common Cores that I took last semester, we used to have about 3 to 4 discussions in each and every class session. So we used to split up into different groups and then present our ideas to the class. And then the professors also use really nice online tactics to take like real-time surveys in the class to know about the majority and the minority opinion. And some of the classes are actually flipped. So if you don't already know what flipped classrooms are, so basically you come to the class prepared, like you watch a movie or like a video or something that the professor prescribes you. And then during the class you do some hands-on activity. Like you could be asked to solve a mystery, or you could be asked to make a small project or a small machine when it comes to the science and technology Common Course. So yeah, it's actually really interesting. It helps you get up and do some work. And one important thing that I really forgot to mention earlier is that Common Cores are the only opportunities for you to meet people who study different curriculums in the university. Because once as you start, as you move on to your second or third year, you'd be taking really specialized courses. So if you are studying computer science, you'll be seeing the same faces in each and every class, and then it's going to become really boring for you, honestly. So if you take, when you take Common Cores, you're going to be able to meet a lot of people studying like totally different things, and you're going to be able to make a lot of friends and also learn a lot from these people. So Common Cores actually put a lot of pressure, or I should say they put a lot of emphasis on you to work on long-term projects. So they describe what project you have to submit at the end of the class, and then each and everything happens step by step. So the whiteboard that you see is from my first ever meeting in one of the Common Cores. So we were all like first year engineering students, we had actually like no idea about what virtual reality was, and the project at the end was for us to make a virtual reality game. And this wasn't even a science and technology Common Core, it was part of the humanities. So the software that you see in that picture on the top right is Unity 3D. It's actually a software for you to make games and Android apps. And we actually did a really good job, as you can see in the next photo. Like, we were totally noobs when we started, and we ended up with a game with proper 3D structures. Now, I wish I could show you another video about how you can play this game, but when you come here and you take this course called Virtual Worlds Real Bodies, you can actually learn how to do this. And you don't have to be scared that you'll have to do a lot of work in softwares or technology even when you don't know how to do it, because all the tutorials that happen, as Park mentioned, they're like really uh, they're very intense, and then they teach you how to do each and everything step by step, so don't really worry. And then this is how Common Cores actually pitch in to give you like very diverse set of skills. So now I can actually, as a second year CS student, I can already make Android apps and 3D virtual reality games, so that's pretty cool. And next thing, again, as Park mentioned, Common Cores actually take you out. They have a lot of field trips. And these photos that you see are actually from my field trip to ICAC, which is the Anti-Corruption Center in Hong Kong. They actually let us go to the interrogation chambers, and we got the opportunity to pose inside. But again, all the Common Cores, they're gonna push you to go out to the field and learn a lot. Maybe they'll take you to some other country sometimes during the reading weeks that we have during semesters. And it's going to be a really good experience, because in the other classes you won't really have much time away from assignments and tutorials, exercises and midterms. So the Common Cores will be a really good chance for you to go out and explore different parts of Hong Kong and maybe even other countries, mainland China especially. So another reason why Common Cores are important and they are different from the other courses that you would have is because they won't have exams normally. Even if they have exams, they just be about 20 to 30% of your grade, and that's not much. The rest of it, the rest of it is essays and research papers or different types of activities. So you'll actually learn a lot of good research skills through Common Core. Like for the Common Core that I went to a field trip for, it was about corruption and anti-corruption in China. For that, I had to write a research paper of about 15,000 words, and for that I had to read a lot of books and do a lot of research. So that was a really nice experience. So if anyone starts talking about corruption or anti-corruption, I'd have a lot of stuff to talk about with them. And then as I mentioned, you'll have to work on projects and portfolios, which you can actually easily put on your CV. And then they'd be important for you when you apply for internships or jobs, as Davey mentioned, because it's important for you to show people what you've done rather than tell them that you know this and that, which is actually your transcript. And in my experience, the transcript even doesn't matter, because when I started applying for internships this year, they'd literally take one look at the transcript, put it away, and ask me what I actually can do. So these Common Core projects, like the game that I developed, they were like really important for me. So each and everything you do in Common Cores can go on your CV. Class and tutorial participation is really important in Common Core. So you have a special day. On Wednesday, you will only have Common Core classes mostly. So there's a reserved day for Common Cores, and class and tutorial participation is really important. Tutorials are normally smaller groups in which, and they're very exam or project oriented. So you can have like a one-on-one consultation with the tutors that you have, and you can like ask them for advice. You can ask them for help if you're working on a technical project. So they are really important too, and sometimes you can be marked for attendance. Also, like especially one problem that I see in the engineering students here at Hong Kong U is that they don't really have such good presentation skills. So one reason why the Common Core was introduced was for people to be able to present their ideas nicely, because doing work is one thing, and then being able to pass on your ideas and describe your work is more important, and it's something that you need to learn. So through Common Core, you'd learn how to actually get your ideas across, uh, how you learn how to speak openly and freely, and how to talk to different people. And then again, it's you can also be judged on like really interesting stuff when it comes to Common Cores. So the photos that you see in this slide are from a simulated press conference that we had to do in one of my Common Cores. And as you can see in the top right photo, I was actually part of the government and representing the government in a situation where an epidemic happened in Hong Kong, like supposedly, of course. And then this was about 20% of my grade, so my performance in that and my acting was extremely important. So yeah, as an engineering student, while coming to Hong Kong, I never thought I'd be doing a simulated press conference for marks. So yeah, you get to learn like very diverse stuff, and you'll probably enjoy it a lot. Yeah, so when it comes to the outcomes of Common Cores, it's mostly focused on you to be confident enough to get your ideas across, to be able to talk to different people from different places and from different majors. And the Common Core program, other than just the courses, it's also it encourages you to meet other people, and they have this Common Core lounge in the main building at HKU, where you can just come in for some coffee and reading, and you can maybe discuss your ideas with different people there or with the Common Core staff. So it's very family oriented. So one important thing that like many people don't know about when you come to university is the random opportunities that the Common Core program actually offers you. So the thing that you see on the screen is a transdisciplinary undergraduate research exchange program, which is exclusively hosted by the Common Core program in collaboration with the University of Utrecht in the Netherlands, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's probably in the Netherlands. So as part of this program, you actually get to go to the Netherlands for free, and you get to collaborate with the students from either Utrecht University and do some student-led projects. And in the second half of the project, the students from that university actually come to you in Hong Kong U, and you arrange events here. So that's also one opportunity that you should be looking forward to. And when you come to university, just as Davey mentioned, just look around, don't be shy, and be really proactive about finding opportunities. Talk to your seniors. You also have like a QA session lined up right after I stop speaking finally. So you can ask me about this program or many other research opportunities from Davey. So make sure you're really informed and you're quick. For example, if you want to go for exchange in your second year, the deadline to apply would be this December, the coming December. So many students who come in, they don't really know about exchange programs, or they don't know about the deadline, so they lose the opportunity to go for exchange in their second year. So make sure you're up to date about this stuff, and just flood us with questions right now.
All right. Cool. So yeah, thanks again for great sharing about the Common Core, and also from Devi about exchange and different research opportunity. All right. So I'm sure many of you have different questions, but before we go on Q&A session, I would like to let you know about really gentle reminder about the student visa, because now based on our record and based on our list, the student visa application rate, number of the student application from overmate students are quite low, and it's already end of May and June is coming, and it's only 2 months to come to HKU. And if you don't have if you don't have student visa, then you can't study in HKU. So please apply it now, because it may take up to 12 weeks, which is 3 months. That means it's already late. So please start to prepare supporting documents and application as soon as possible, all right? And yeah, really brief step to apply. So yeah, receive offers and submit the visa application and supporting documents. You can find it through CEDAR's website, and the visa label will be sent to you by post. So before that, please email the soft copies of all the applications and listed supporting documents to CDARS for checking. And after they confirm, then you have to send the hot copies of everything by post. So yes, that's why you need to start fast, and so better start it now, okay? And for PRC, I mean, that means with the student with the Chinese passport, they have you have a different step. So you have to finish the online visa application. I mean, you have to do online visa application through CAO, which is China Affairs Office, and you have to post all complete set of applications to CDARS. I'm sorry, typo, to CAO, China Affairs Office. All right. So yes, again, please start it now, and let's move on to Q&A session. And hopefully you enjoyed our webinar. All right. Thank you always, and thank you, Debbie. All right. Thank you. Oh, so basically you can ask questions through this GoToWebinar program. So just go and tap the questions, and you can type in, and you will type back. All right. So questions are welcome. Thank you.